welcome. We are on first episode of Be Free and Connected.
Woohoo! Yes.
From everybody for being on the show. Our lovely hostess today is Julie.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you here as part of our virtual neighborhood where we're learning and practicing all kinds of healthy, fun habits for us to be doing in our homes with our families and loved ones. So super excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Julie. So do you have the list of everybody and all the different stuff we're going to
I
cover today?
do. I would love for, I know that your audience knows you, and we're also introducing this show to a wider audience that we'll be sharing. So I'd love for you to introduce yourself and share a bit about your vision and what you see with this show going forward.
Awesome. Well, we went ahead and started this show because we figured that we could bring some element of fun and connectedness and health and bring everything together and make the families come together. And we decided to put this show together and have different people with different expertise to come in and share and get connected. And my name is Dr. L. Ali Becker. I'm the Whisperer, founder of Role Model Maker, and Amazing Parents Network. And this is our first show on Amazing Parents Network, but Be Connected and Free. Or is it Be Free and Connected, Julie?
Which be free and connected, yes.
Free and connected.
Be free.
So we'll go from there. And I am a clinical neuroscientist by training. I ran a private practice helping families with children that had autism spectrum disorder. And I have been online and teaching courses on healthy eating and partnership and parenting and things that create a functional family unit. So I am here to serve our audience.
Great. Thank you so much. Yes. And I'm Julie Cotton. I am with Next Level Improv. I use improv comedy and healing arts to bring joy, inspiration, and vitality into people's lives. And I'm super excited to be the co-host here with Dr. L. And our vision is that we would bring kind of the wheel of life right into your homes, as people are not necessarily able to get out and to have access to all the resources that can support them in having happy, joyous, healthy lives at home. We are bringing the resources right to you. So we have a jam-packed show for you today, and we're going to take you through some movement exercises that are appropriate for the whole family. We're going to go ahead and play some music for you. We're going to do some arts and crafts. We're going to play some performing arts, some improvisatory stuff. We might hear a little money magic later from another one of our guests, and then we'll wrap it up. I think, Dr. L, you're going to be sharing some tips on nutrition, right? So healthy eating habits that we can be practicing as families. And then Karen is going to finish out our day together today, whenever you're watching this, and she's going to share with us how we can consider our aging population, those of our loved ones that are either in the house with us or maybe not in our homes with us, and how we can be considerate of them during this process as well. So we're super excited to really bring kind of the whole wheel of life right into your space. And without further ado, if you are ready to get started, Dr. L, I would love to introduce our very first guest. This is Yensei Ranshwali, and he is going to be moving us with his yogarati practices. Yensei, are you there?
I'm here. All right, awesome. Let's do this. If you are listening, hands in the air. If you're listening, touch your nose. If you're listening, touch your knees. If you're listening, touch your toes. All right, are you stuck in the house that much you don't even know where your toes are? Or maybe you haven't seen your toes in a while? It's all good. All right, ready? So we're going to get started by doing something called fire breathing to warm ourselves up. So take your hand and put it over your mouth, just like this, and we're going to breathe in and out real quickly with our noses like this. And now we're going to go a little bit faster. Ready, set, hand in the mouth, ready, set, go. Now take a big belly breath in and breathe out. And now we're just gonna float for a little bit. How many of you feel like you're a little in outer space? You feel pretty good. Your body feels nice and tingly. Awesome. All right, let's do some stretching for adults and for kids. This is just a great way to start from your head all the way down to your toes. Just gently roll your head around just like that. If you feel anything crack or crinkle in your neck, you can still feel your toes. You should be good to go. All right, we're gonna twist our neck back and forth. Just rock it like this. Everybody go tick, tock, 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 tick, tick, and there you go. You sound nice alarm clocks. Remember alarm clocks? Anybody still have those? All right, roll your shoulders forward, roll your shoulders back. We're gonna loosen up our shoulders. Just go like this, and we're gonna go with our arms forward. And make sure you're breathing. And now we're gonna go with our arms backwards. All right, this is for all the super genius experts. Ready? One arm forward, one arm backwards. Let's try that. There you go. Let's get those brains and bodies working together. Let's try the other way. Ready? Other arm ready. One arm forward. Nice. And then one arm backward. Who just knocked themselves right in their head? All right, no worries. All right, well, let's go back and forth like this. If you love ice cream, say, I love you, ice cream. If you love pizza, say, I love you, pizza. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves an energy hug. Take your hands and go like this. All right, rub your hands together. We're going to rub our hands together. We're creating heat. We're creating friction. We're creating a fire. And as you do this, I want you to cup your hands and pull your hands apart. Kids, adults, everybody that's doing this, see if you can actually feel in between your hands like a block or like a beam of energy. It might feel like a magnet going back and forth. If you try this, awesome. If you didn't try it, feel free to try it this time. Rub your hands together, rub your hands together, and then cup your hands, pull your hands apart just like this, and just see if you can feel that block or brick of energy. If this is the first time doing it, you just went, whoa, what's in between my hands? Welcome to the wonderful world of energy. Pull your hands apart just like this even more. You can still feel this in between your hands. And everybody give yourself an energy hug and say, I love you, me. There you go. Oh, that's nice. Rub your hands together, rub your hands together, rub your hands together. Pull your hands apart just like this. See if you can feel that energy. See if you can play with that energy. Make it into a ball. Pull your hands apart and then give your belly a hug. Everyone say, I love you, belly. More for the internal belly than the external belly. I know somebody put on their 15 pounds of quarantine. Is that what it's called? All right. We're going to stretch out our sides. Everybody go like this. And we're going to reach this way. And everyone say, ha, ha, ha. Good. Everyone say, hee, hee, hee. Everyone say, ho, ho, ho. What are you, Santa Clauses? I don't know. One of you guys will be a train. Everybody say, hoo, hoo, hoo. What are you, a bunch of owls? I don't give a hoot. All right, ready? We're going to peck for some seeds like a bunch of chickens. The reason why we're going to do this, we're going to go like this. We're going to go walk, 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 and we're going to slowly, dynamically, ballistically stretch out the back of our hamstrings, because sometimes we get lower back pain. It's hamstrings, they might be too tight, or your gluteus maximus Kardashianus might need to stretch out a little bit. So we're going to work those two muscles. So everybody go like this. You're going to go peck, peck, peck. Awesome. And just feel those hamstrings just contract and relax. Ready? And now we're going to go like this. We're going to become monkeys. And we're going to pick some bananas like a bunch of monkeys. Are ready to go. And then we're going to pick some seeds like a bunch of chickens. Peck, 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 peck. And pick some bananas like a bunch of monkeys. Pick, pick, pick. Peck, peck, peck. Pick, pick, pick. Peck, peck, peck. Pick, pick, pick. Ew, why are you picking your nose? That's disgusting. Do what you normally do. Flick it, put it on your pants, whatever you want to do. All right, put your knees together. I want you right now, we're going to actually work on strengthening and actually stretching our ACL, our PCL, our MC hammer, can't touch this. And then what we're going to do is just to keep everything going and loosen things up. So move your knees around like this. Nice. You may feel some cracks or crinkles. If you're sitting down, you can still do it. Do it. Do it. And then bring your knees open. And now you're going to bring your knees open and make them nice and wide. And you're going to go like this, everybody. Good. And now we're going to make our knees very, very tiny. We're going to do mini knee circles. They're 1/8 the size of knee circles. Ready? All right, awesome. One more thing. We're going to strengthen our ankles, do some balancing. Everybody, start drumming on your left leg, your right leg. Ready? Drumming, drumming. The more that you're drumming, the higher your knee comes up, just like that. Push your foot down. Let's do the other leg. So you're going to start drumming, 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 drumming. Def Leppard drumming. All right, that's for the adults. Put that foot down. Awesome. All right, cool. We're going to do a yoga sun salutation. Normally that's saying hello to the sun. Right now the sun is going down. It'll be back up depending on what you believe. Ready? Big belly breath in and breathe out. One more time, big belly breath in and breathe out. One more time, big belly breath in and oh, okay. Oh, sorry, narcolepsy. All right, and we're gonna do a sun salutation, stretching our whole entire body. Try to do it with me. Try in the chair as much as you can. There will be a point that we're gonna be on the ground, just like New Year's Eve. Ready? I shape a circle. I like to repeat the words. Then one more. Awesome, big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Nice. Now we're gonna stretch out our lower backs. I fold in half and touch the floor. Everyone go touch, 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 touch. Nice, big belly breath in, big belly breath out. All right, now we're going to start drumming our legs, just like this, Wilbur. Everyone drumming your legs. Everyone start drumming. Put your hands on your knees, big long neck out, big belly breath in, and everyone go, Yay! All right, one more time for Vera Delmira. Breathe in and go, Yay! All right, we're hitting the ground. I kick my feet back. Hope you can still see me. Does anybody else see colors, or is that just me? Okay, that's fine. Ready? I drop to my ground. I pull myself forward. So you keep your belly on the ground, you're going to look up. And I let out a hiss. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice. I lift my bottom to the sky, lifting your booty all the way to the sky, like the club days, like a doggy, like this. Big belly breath in. And let me hear you bark like a dog. Woof, woof, woof. Nice. All right, here comes the part where we love making mistakes. One hand on the ground, two hands on the ground, one knee on the ground, two knees on the ground. Put one hand like this. This is your dragon tongue. Ready? And bring your dragon tongue in. Behind you is your dragon tail. See my dragon tail flapping? I don't know if you can still see. The sun has gone down. All right, and what you're going to do is you're going to kick your arm out in front of you and kick your leg out just like this, and this is called the dragon fire. Breathe in, and you're going to just yell and go, Roar! And let's do the other side. Hands down. Stick out your dragon tongue just like this. And stick out your dragon tail behind you and bring it all in like you're curled up. This time, scream like you want to scream at that person that you've been stuck inside the house with a little too much. Breathe in and go. Roar! Awesome. And I stand up tall like a big, strong house. Show me your muscles. And I reach, and I reach, and I reach for my toes. I stand up slow, I breathe in deep, and I strike a silly pose. All right, that's my time. I appreciate everyone. Everyone ready? Let's go like this. Say namaste. Aya! Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you
Awesome.
That was
I
good.
feel-
so much, Yense Ron. That was awesome. Everybody awake now, ready to, ready to take on the day. So that is Yense Ranchwali, and he is the founder of Yogarati. You can find him on Facebook and Instagram, I believe, and he does those classes every Tuesday and Thursday morning, and they're completely free. So you find him here. He will be on our show as often as he's able to join us to get us moving. And again, you can have him as a resource. He's also a public speaker. He comes in and leads things for events and stuff like that. He's an amazing keynote, very inspirational friend. So thanks, Ron, for joining us.
Thank you, Ron.
Beautiful. So next we're going to play a little music, kind of keeping in the vein of movement. Movement is so healthy for us. We're going to play a song that I have come to find during this quarantine time, and I love it. I think it helps reiterate the health of our bodies. So I'm going to share my screen with you here, if I can find it. Okay. This is Stay Tuned, because we're going to play some music. All right, not that song, though. We like to move it, but we're going to come over here to this, Every Little Cell. I love this song. So this is a great little, it's to the tune of Mama's Little Baby Love, Shortening, Shortening. And there's a lot of versions of this song, but this is one of my faves. So we'll share this with you. Just let me know if you guys can hear it okay.
Every little cell in my body is happy.
Every little cell in my body is well. You can see my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad. Every little cell, every little body is happy and well. I'm so glad. Every little cell in my body is happy and well.
Every little cell in my
Body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad. Every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad. Every little cell in my body is happy and well. Oh, get around going. Every Oh, you got the kids on one side, mom and dad singing on the beginning. Every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Yeah. All right. Woohoo! Get you feeling good. But music is such a powerful instrument to wire in our brains. And we have actually a talk coming up this Saturday. A good friend of mine is a neuroscientist, a little bit like Dr. L. And we'll be speaking to the neuroplasticity of the brain and how music affects that. So please feel free to join us. I'll make sure we share that in the links when we do watch parties and we have this. Music is really powerful. So please be intentional about using music around the house with your families. It can totally shift the mood and have us feeling uplifted and healthy. So next up, we have a very special guest of ours, a chiropractor friend of mine who is living in Tennessee. He's joining us on the road. He actually has his studio set up in his car. He's joining us to show us that family fun can happen anywhere that you are. So next up, we have Dr. Brian Denhofer, and he is going to be doing our arts and craft portion for the day, teaching us. Brian, what are you teaching us today?
Well, today, Julie, from my car, I went out shopping and was like, oh, we've got this plane making airplane with piece of paper. If you have a piece of paper from your copier, you can get that out now, or pause this video if you're able to do so. Just come the first step. Fold it in half longwise, the length of the paper, and take it, crease it all the way down so you have a nice long crease down the center. The next step, we're going to fold. This is going to be the top of the airplane, the nose, the front part of the airplane. You fold one corner down like that, and then you match it on the other side. You can do this on a table. It could be easier, but this is great because you can do this in the car when we're driving around again as families, or on your own. You're sitting and waiting and wanting to meditate. Yep. So we've done very good, Julie. Excellent. Doing a great job. And then we're going to do the same thing. On one side, we're going to bring one side down and towards the center till this goes all the way down to the center. And then you bring your fingers all the way down to crease it down just like that. So it went from out here to down the center just like that.
Brian, this airplane is safe to travel, correct? This is COVID proof, correct?
It is when you're alone and you're doing it with yourself. It is totally COVID safe. We call it Co-Love 20.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking, Dr. Al. It's a great question. And so you bring the other half down, just like we did, to match. And it may not be perfect. You can see towards the bottom, it doesn't match perfectly. But the whole thing is to do it, and you'll see it can fly just as well, sometimes even better than when it's perfect. So the next thing after we put both sides down, from the center, boom, 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 you want to fold it all the way together down that long center you made the first time. And from there, this takes a little more effort, but you can do this. It takes just a little bit of practice. You're going to bring one of those folded ends over. Like so. I'll show it to you so you can see it without my fingers in the way. So you went from here, and then you folded it over so you get a nice even line with this center here. It's parallel or the same down that way. And then I'll show you from the other side. We're going to fold it over again to match as close down the center vertically like this, up and down, and the two wings now are matching as well as you can on both sides. That is the basic airplane. It's already made, but I'm going to bring you to another level if you want to go to the next level of this airplane making, which is, so we have it like this. We're going to fold this to the center. One side, fold it to the center. Turn it over. Fold the other one till it matches the further side, like that. So it went from here to here. That's the next level of the airplane. You can see it's cool. It's got these little wings at the edge of it. It's like, woo! Really, really important because we want to be safe when flying this. It's really important to take this pointy edge, this pointy spot at the end, and fold it in. So right in here, we're folding it into it. See, went from out here, fold it in. Now we got more of a soft end. You could even put a cotton ball at the end of it and tape it to make it even safer. But look at this baby. And from here, so cool. You could draw on it. You can open it up. You can draw across lines. You could tape little circles, and you could design it however you want. You could write your name along the side or edge. Possibilities are endless. So I'll give you just a little lesson on how to fly it. You bring your arm back over your shoulder, and as you're throwing it forward, you want to let it go almost as straight ahead as you can. So like, just like that. Oh, it flies great. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell, but it did it. Boom. Oh, that was awesome. And there you have plane making in a few short, simple steps and the joy you can have from flying it. Thank you, Dr. L, Julie, for having me as your plane making arts and craft guest.
That's one more thing I can add to my resume. I can apply to Lockheed Martin next.
Yes!
I love it.
Got
Thank
it.
you.
You guys are pros. I was looking at your planes. You guys are incredible. All your planes look good.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Brian. I mean, it feels we can't necessarily be in planes right now, and it was great to be able to feel the freedom of flight. So I
Yes.
appreciate your childlike wonder and playfulness. Thanks for bringing back the basics, something as simple as making a plane. Love it. Beautiful. Well, thank you,
You're welcome.
Brian. Honored to have you here, and we'll see Brian again. He's a talented musician, and he may pop in and out in this show. You'll see him in future episodes as well. So thank you, Brian. So next, I get to play with you. The music, that was just a little taste. But now we're going to play some play pretend, some make believe. Do you guys remember what it was like to make believe? How many of you remember being a kid? Sweet. I mean, I'm still a big kid.
I'm pretending I was never a kid.
We are going to improvise. It's something that we've done a lot lately in our current life experience as a world. Everyone's kind of going through the same thing at the same time. And something that we're doing as we do this is actually an improv technique. And I'm going to highlight it so that you can know that you're actually a pro at improvising. So how many of you, when you hear improv, you think of a stand-up comedian? Anybody think of a comic? Okay. Yeah. That is, improv can be funny, and it does not have to be. Improv is distinct because it usually involves more than one person. So we perform as an improv team or troupe of people, which we are right now. This is a virtual team we're playing together, and the world is actually thrown into the same scenario together too. So in a way, our improv team has grown very, very large. And one of the things that we teach in improv is a principle called yes and what that means is, yes, we accept the gift that our scene partner brings to us, or the gift that the scenario brings to us, or the gift that the audience is usually giving us live suggestions, and they'll just throw out ideas, and we accept those gifts. So that is something right now as a world we are almost being forced to do, right? We have to accept the scene as it is. We are in this scenario together. The and is where we get to really explore and have fun. So being able to say yes and accept that things are different. They aren't how we expected necessarily. And in improv, we never know what our scene partner is going to say next. We could have an idea. Let's say we're going to actually go on a party here in a second. We're all going to get to yes and each other. So we're going to go to a party. Who would like to suggest what kind of a party we're going to? Who has an idea? What kind of party is it? Christine, go ahead if you can unmute yourself. Let's see, there you. What kind of party are we going to?
A costume party.
Fantastic. We're going to a costume party. Great. So we are all going to a costume party. So right away, we're yesing her idea. So we're accepting the way that it is. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So the and comes when we bring our own gifts, ideas, genius, brilliance, fun, playfulness, characters, nuances, right? So the and in life is what we bring. So yes, we accept my scene partner, my spouse, my kid, like we spilled the milk. Yes, we spilled the milk. That is what is. I accept it. And my creative solution or my next brilliant moment on the stage of life is really what will determine how the scene goes. Making sense? So we're yesing her costume party. We are at a costume party. Now, sometimes in the world, we are so used to keeping it the way we have it. So I have ideas in my head right now about a costume party, and I have an idea of what it's going to look like. So this is how we're going to play. You guys can all unmute yourselves. We're going to go around, and you can join us at home if you want to type in the computer. If you're joining us on Facebook Live or watching a replay or a watch party, tell us what you're going to bring to the party. We're going to do this one at a time. And Christine, we'll start with you. And then I'll kind of volley it around our little circle of people here with us now. So you're going to say what you're bringing to the costume party. Okay? Go ahead.
Okay. Shall I type it or just say it?
You can say it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm bringing rainbow crystals to the costume party.
And all of us will respond by saying yes.
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 So Karen, why don't you go next? You've played some improv with me before. So you're going to say yes, but
Yes.
I want to bring, and then what you want to bring.
Yes, but I want to bring some nacho chips and salsa.
And we all say yes.
Yes.
So Kimberly, why don't you go next? Yes, but.
Yes, but I want to bring entertainment, so I am bringing clowns.
Yes.
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 Brian, why don't you take it next? But,
I'm going to bring my faction, my beautiful friends, dog, giraffe, and Buddha bear.
Yes. Dr.
Yeah.
L, you'll say yes, but I'm going to.
Yes, but I am gonna bring my bathing suit.
I'll take it. Yes, but
Yeah.
I want to bring a piñata.
Mm.
So now, who can tell me what are we bringing to this costume party?
Ooh, we should type it in the chat.
Yeah.
We're actually only bringing a piñata because but is really a no.
Ah,
So we had rainbow.
right. That just didn't sound right.
Yes, that's right. And a lot of us are so we have an idea of what we want to bring. And when we do that, sometimes it's almost like when we listen to someone, we're really not listening. We're just waiting for them to stop talking so we can say our thing. That's a lot of what happens in life. And in improv, we actually practice saying yes and. So we're going to go again really, really quick, and we'll go to this costume party and bring something else this time. You're going to say yes and. We'll go in the same order. So we'll start Christine. You'll bring a new idea to our costume party. And then Karen, you'll say yes and. And then Kimberly, you'll yes and hers. Brian, Dr. L, and then me. So take it away, Kimberly. Start us off. Costume party. What are we bringing?
Oh, I'm bringing a pool boy because, they clean up after everything.
Christine.
I'm bringing a magic wand.
Yes. And
And-
Karen.
Yes, and I'm bringing cookies with all kinds of toppings and sprinkles for the pool boy to clean up.
Nice.
Yes. And Brian, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing goggles.
All right.
The
The
pool.
pool.
Yes. And Dr. L, what are you bringing to our costume party?
Yes, and I'm bringing galoshes and umbrellas for everyone.
Yes.
Just in case.
And I am bringing sunshine.
Yay.
Yay! So now we have all of those ideas are now a part of the scene because we have yes anded everybody's gift rather than yes butting, which cuts off your idea and replaces it with mine. So just another tip as you're home with each other, catch yourself if you're yes anding the brilliance of your scene partner or if you're finding yourself yes butting them. Just a little trick to how we can have more joy and fun at home together. And next we have Dr. L is going to share with us some kitchen and food fun.
All right, well, welcome to my kitchen. And you happen to just teleport yourself to my kitchen in just 2 seconds. So let me see if I can turn on my camera so you can kind of see what I've got on first, and then I'll be right there.
So for our future kitchen segments, and any of our segments, actually, if you guys have ideas at home of things you'd like to see, recipes, anything like that, arts and crafts you'd like, make sure you include that in the chat or on the Facebook, if you're watching this on a Facebook Live or replay. Give us your ideas because this is an interactive show. All right, what do you got there, Dr. L?
All right, so can you guys see what I've got there?
No.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start bringing them one at a time.
Actually,
And
can
show
you pin that to the can you pin that to the how we can all see it?
Oh,
Yeah,
now I
then
see it.
we got.
Great.
Wow, it's just exciting.
Looks delicious.
There we go. All right. So the first thing you got here, this is just an avocado. This is for decorations. The reason I have this though is most people don't have fruits, vegetables, and also a lot of people try to cut the fats out of their diets. And what ends up happening is you actually have good stuff that you're cutting out of your diet and your body actually needs them. So I decided to put together some items, and if you count them, there's actually 5 of them. You've got celery, you've got lettuce, you've got bell peppers, you've got snap peas, and you have broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, things like that. So if you look at it, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 different vegetables. Now, these are my choices. You can have mint, you can have basil, you can have all different kinds of vegetables. And so you take the vegetables, and then we bring in 5 different kinds of fats. So we have Parmesan cheese, we have ranch dip.
Could I see them on the screen? Could you show me on the camera?
Are you not seeing these?
Oh, Brian, he is. If you pin the video, if you go to your right,
Oh,
go to your right on your screen, and then you'll see the video where he's got the food laid out.
oh, wow.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
You're welcome.
Right. So we've got the range dip. You have guacamole, or you can just choose the avocado. And I also chose egg salads, which is basically mayonnaise and egg. That's it. And then some other forms of fat, sunflower butter or olive oil. And we can go ahead and try and mix these in different varieties. And if you look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds of fats, along with 5 different kinds of vegetable. So if you match and pair these, technically you could go for weeks without having to duplicate the same combination. So every single day you could have a different vegetable with a different good source of fat, and you never have to worry about it. And of course, my cat wants to make a cameo appearance in there.
A kitty cameo.
So for instance, we can go ahead and take the sunflower butter and use that with the salad. So the verdict is it tastes really good. I get to be your taste. Now, let's try another one. This is good. I like this. I should do this more often. Actually, what I wanted to do was something that most people don't think about. Lettuce. Oh, you guys okay? There. Bit of olive oil. And you can get fresh ground pepper. And you add some Parmesan cheese. So we put all of these together. And there. And you can just have that. Pick it up. And there you have it. I tell you, it's one of my favorite veggies. So,
Yum.
I'm getting so hungry. This is so torturous at 5:40 in the afternoon.
So next time that you are going grocery shopping, what I actually want you guys to try to do is, instead of going for the usuals, especially when the COVID pandemic hit and everybody's panicking and they're trying to think, what should I have? All you have to do is pick up these 5 vegetables, or 5 vegetables to your liking. It could be anything: cilantro, parsley, basil, mint. There's tons of them, and spinach. And you can go ahead and take these different types of fats that we just talked about, and go ahead and combine them in all different kinds of varieties or forms, and end up having something different every single day, making sure you're getting good fats, making sure you're getting vegetables every day. And that's actually the essence and the foundation of a healthy diet. So you can technically live off of things like that and never need anything else. And I don't think most people need to worry about protein, but like we have eggs, we have cheese, they do contain protein in them as well. And we have tons of other sources of protein that everybody consumes on a day-to-day basis as well. So there we go.
Beautiful.
If you want more helpful tips, we have a Facebook group called Food and Fitness 101, and I do encourage and invite you guys to join that. We have more of these tips and more discussions on what constitutes healthy eating, what constitutes fitness is, and how to incorporate it into our lives.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love that. You know, It's almost like having a tasting, right? Like if you just have like this smorgasbord and fun activity with your family to find out what recipe
Exactly.
you like the best.
So sometimes I hear parents complain that, I have to prepare multiple meals. This is one of those ways that you can actually engage and involve the rest of the family to actually create their own recipes. Lay it all out in front of them and see which ones do you want to mix and match today, and then have them go for it.
Great. Love it. Variety is the spice of life. And thanks for showing us how we can. I mean, I'm not a mathematician. Our next guest is probably way more inclined to numbers than I am. But you could combine. I wonder how many different combinations we have with what the mathematics is of that. Maybe that will be a homework assignment, a play assignment for some of the kids that are watching. If you want to take all of the vegetables that Dr. Al just suggested and all of the different fats that he just showed us, and how many different pairings could you make? And let's see who has the answer. I'll do some homework too before we, but definitely by next week's show, we'll see who has the answer to that.
Maybe we can give a prize to the person who gets the right
love
answer.
that. Yes, more prizes, please.
All right.
Love it. All right, and our next guest. Thank you, Dr. Al. That was very nutritious and delicious. So our next guest is going to join us in, again, thinking about healthy living and the whole wheel of life. Part of how we keep ourselves well is also in our finance, our money, right? How do we have money health too, amidst all of the things that are going on right now? And so joining us next is an amazingly generous, loving, powerful woman. She is brilliant. She is an amazing connector, and she is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to being resourceful, especially in these days. So our next guest is Kimberly, and is it how do you say your last name, Kimberly? I don't think I know. Habscheid. Okay, Habscheid. Welcome. Yay!
Thank you. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm excited to share today and get with this particular group. It's really a great way to wrap up on Monday afternoon, and I'm really looking forward to future episodes of this as well. And in talking with Julie and Dr. Al and the rest of the group, I think it's a great community to belong to, and I was happy to participate in whatever way I can. I wanted to share a little bit about the story of my own story. I actually am an entrepreneur. I'm a 6-time entrepreneur. But interestingly enough, I actually started a business with my son. He was 15 and a half and going into summer. And he came to me and said, Mom, this is terrible. I'm going into summer. I'm 15 and a half. This is not this year. It was last year or a couple years ago. And he came and he said, I'm at this terrible age where I'm too young to get a summer job because I have to be 16 in order to get paid to do a summer job. And I'm too old to go back to summer camp because summer camp is boring and stupid. And not only that, I'm taller than all the camp counselors. And he's not wrong. He's taller than me. And yeah, so I was like, I get your point, right? And he said, so what am I going to do? Am I just going to lay in the hammock, or what am I going to do this summer? And I said, well, you know what? You are never too young or too old to be an entrepreneur. So let's find something about your personality and the things that you love doing all day, every day, and figure out what you might want to do that would be fun and something that would be entertaining this summer. And as a matter of fact, he wanted to do something fun, and I wanted for him to do something fun as well, because that's it's a big personal value of mine, is to make sure that everything is fun while you're doing it. But also I thought it might look good on a college application. I'm not going to lie, right? So, while colleges do look for good grades and everything like that, they also look to see if you have something interesting on your resume. So he and I did what any good parent does in the 20th century, and we went to Google and we threw in all the kind of cool stuff that he did and really enjoyed doing. And he, very much like Julie, was into improv. In fact, he was on his improv team at college, in high school. And then he loved drama. He actually really enjoyed kids. He volunteered for the after-school program, for the kids program, and enjoyed that. And he would read to them. And as we put all these cool things that he liked to do into Google, up popped this idea of becoming an audiobook narrator for children's books. And he turns to me and says, Mom, can we do that? And I was like, Absolutely. Let's make that happen, right? Because that sounds fun. And I'm all about fun. So let's make that happen. So I gave him a startup budget of $500, and we went to Amazon and ordered some stuff. And of course, thank God for 2-day Prime. I don't know what we all did before 2-day Prime, but like, it's amazing that that stuff arrives, right? So we're out on a Saturday, and it's supposed to arrive on Saturday. We're out and about. We get home really late, about 10:30 at night. And we get there, and sure enough, it is sitting right there on our porch. And he says to me, should we put this together now? And I'm like, no, it's kind of late. I'm a little tired. I think I'm going to call it a night. And being 15 and a half, he says to me, well, if we were going to put it together, where would we put it together? I suggested that for an audio studio, a really great place that we had been reading was sort of in a closet, right, with no windows or anything like that. So I said, why don't we do it Harry Potter style under the stairs? And so he takes out my vacuum and all the winter coats, which we don't use in San Diego anymore anyway, and puts them all, God knows where. I don't think I've seen the vacuum ever since, and sets up an audio studio under the stairs in our house and begins recording audiobooks. And sure enough, if you ignite a fire under your children and offer them the opportunity to create joy in whatever it is, whether that is exercise in the awesome way that Ron did earlier, or whether that is eating cool foods in the awesome way that Dr. L did earlier, or whether that's just playing games with you on what they're going to bring to the next party in the awesome way that Julie did, or creating airplanes in a car. Although I don't know how far they're going to fly in that car, it would still be fun to hit your sister with them, right? It'd be awesome. So, and it wouldn't do too much damage because we did fold in that little front end so that it wouldn't pierce her, I don't know, whatever it was. So my idea with finances is just to bring your children into it, welcome them into your life in whatever capacity that is. Now, if you're counting change in a grocery store, or you're showing how credit cards work or something like that, just bring your kids into the world of finance. Don't hide it from them. Bring them into it. Let them know what it is and how it works. If you have little kids like 5 and 6 years old, and you're driving in the car, when we have a chance to drive in the car again, ask them, let's play a game. Like, how much do you think a car costs? And let them take some random guesses and let them try. And then from there, ask something else. All right, how much do you think a book costs based on now how much you know a car costs? How much do you think a house costs now that you know how much a car costs and a book costs? And let them play around with it and just have that experience. I think as parents, we do too much shielding of our kids, saying, oh, they don't need to know that yet. And one of the sad things is that our education system does not, they train a lot of really amazing things. I'm not bashing teachers or the system, but they don't teach about finances and checkbooks and cool stuff like that. So bring your kids into it wherever you can, whenever you can, as often as you can, and make it fun. That's my 2 cents for today. I hope that was good.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well
Excellent.
said. I almost wish I had a staircase now so that I could go and create a sound studio. Like, I want to record audiobooks. Why am I not doing that? Does he still have that business?
That's a good question. So he, like any good 15-year-old, was really, really excited about the business, grew it to the point where it was so big that we actually had to hire additional audiobook narrators to finish the books because he'd gotten so much business for us. And then he was like, I'm done, and went back to school and left it all for mom to take care of. But I do have a fully functional audiobook production company if anybody wants to turn their book into an audiobook.
Yes, I love it. Well, or if you need extra voices, let me know. I'll talk to you. You got some characters in here. Look at that, making connections. So good, so good. Thank you so much for sharing. And I couldn't agree more. My parents did it the old-fashioned way, where it was all about doing chores and earning money, for cleaning, like the service way. But entrepreneurship, had they had that in their wheelhouse, it's so valuable to teach kids to think outside of the box and get creative with their gifts. So thank you, Kimberly, for sharing. All right, and last but not least this evening, we have the lovely and talented Karen is going to share with us. Karen Corden, Rosenberg, right? Yeah, we've got Karen Corden on there. Yes. I know her from a leadership training group that we did many, many years ago. She is an amazing leader at a it's a consulting company, but they have many arms of what they consult, and one of their arms reaches into caring for our aging populations. So Karen is she's also a yogi and many other things. She's, again, multifaceted like we all are. But Karen is going to share with us during this time, Karen, how can we be supporting our aging population of the family members that are either in our home or out of our homes? What would you like to enlighten us with and share tonight?
Thank you, Julie. And thank you, Dr. L, for this platform. I love that we're addressing the whole scope and spectrum of life, and everything that each person has brought and contributed to this hour of our time is relevant to the engagement that we have with our older population. If you are a family that is blessed with older loved ones who you have not been able to physically connect with at this time, then my hope is that you've been able to, of course, be able to have that communication through telephone or FaceTime or whatever that looks like. I know that here in Michigan, there are many people that I know that have been able to, as the weather has cooperated, be able to visit their loved ones and see them through the window. And that has been their way of being able to, even if it's in a drive-by or if they're able to go right up to the window and spend time. I know many people who are doing that right now because it is quite literally the closest they can get to their loved one. There are many things to remember, and again, circling back to something Kimberly said about creating moments of joy, everything that was shared here tonight offers a way in which moments of joy can be created, whether it's through the sharing of music, the sharing of art, the sharing of food. These are all things that will ultimately prompt memories and ultimately prompt emotions. And even when loved ones may be compromised cognitively, if they're intellectually not functioning at the level that they once were, there is always emotional memory. There is always a sensitivity to and a connection to things like music and rhythm. And those are things that we all have access to, and we all, in our own families and cultures, we have access to the ways in which we have created joy in our lives, and bringing those memories to life through our children and through the interaction of our children with our parents, our elder aunts and uncles. Many, many, many of the people I work with are what we call sandwiched, right, between caring for children and caring for aging loved ones. And while this is a challenging time, it also offers opportunities for exploration of connection and ways that we can connect and spend time in ways that may not have been top of mind when we were living in a way that was normal, pre-COVID. So I'm really here to offer the idea that if we are blessed to have older adults in our lives, this is a time to definitely find ways to connect. Isolation is real. It manifests itself in many different ways depending on how people are already wired to respond to stimulation of other people. And while being alone doesn't mean that you are lonely, there are many, many reasons to believe that connection, we as humans want to connect. And when we can cultivate that connection, it's always going to be meaningful and important and memorable to those who are involved, and for your children to have these memories and to be a contribution to the richness of the chapter of life that these older adults are in at this time is truly profound and could have lifelong meaningful impact on your entire family. So I encourage you, if there are questions, or I'm happy to be a resource for those who have questions about what the various challenges can look like with aging and navigating that journey. can be quite complex, and I'm happy to have been invited to this platform to be a resource for you at any time that you might need my help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. Yes, I love that. And we will be including the contact information for everybody. Karen is working with a group, it's Feinberg Consulting, is that right?
Yes.
And they are available on Facebook. Feinberg is a EI, right? Feinberg. Yeah. So that's a way to reach out. They're located in the Detroit, Michigan area, and also there's offices in Florida as well. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
But I know a good many of the people. I've had the opportunity to work with their team. They do some other things as well in their business, and they are the kinds of people that, especially now, the whole world has gone virtual. But just because they're not physically in your proximity doesn't mean that they will not create the time to be with you and really support you in whatever way they're able to. And Karen is a stellar example of the heart of that company. So thank you, Karen, for sharing your wisdom, your time with us today. And everyone, thank you so much for being here. Yes. So we have, thank you, Christine. Yes, this is really, it has been beautiful. And thank you, Dr. L, for your vision. And so what next steps, we're going to be here. This is the first, it's our pilot. Christine, thank you for being here on our pilot show. I'm so excited to have you, and thanks for making your paper airplane and doing some yogarati with us. We're going to keep bringing experts in these domains and potentially more domains. In maybe we'll have dance, different kinds of live musicians, things like that. It's so important as we are experiencing separation. We're practicing distancing. Physical distancing doesn't mean that we have to be socially distant. And so to remember to bring joy and fun and intentionality into our connecting. That is our vision here with Be Free and Connected. We can still maintain a mindset of freedom, though our known freedoms prior to this sheltering at home have shifted, and we're yes-anding, and we can still do that with joy and abundance. So our hope is to bring healthy habits into your home so that you might make the most out of this amazing scenario that the world has found itself in. So thank you so much for spending your evening with us tonight. It's Monday evening. Where you might be finding this, it might be midday. We're gonna have some watch parties. So if you enjoyed this, Christine, please share with friends. We will all be sharing with our friends and families going forward, and invite them back. We'll be here Monday nights. Thank you.
We would love to have the community grow, so make sure that you guys tell everybody and invite everyone, and that way we can have more people benefiting from the experts that we're going to be bringing on. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate you being here.